So now that the 2025 draft is in the books, we know where all the first round, second round, and undrafted free agents have gone. I wanted to give my winners and losers from this year's draft cycle. I just want to also say thank you guys for the support on the 2025 draft process. You guys really enjoyed all the mock drafts, talk videos, commentaries, big boards, and it really means a lot. We had over 10,000 people in the stream for night one in the first round, and then 5,000 people were watching and hanging out for round two, where we're talking about draft and stashes, guys that are going to be in next year's class. It was so much fun. I just wanted to start off this video thanking you guys from the bottom of my heart. And we'll start off with our first winner, which I'm going to just give the Charlotte Hornets as a whole. It's not been a fun time being a Charlotte Hornets fan over the last few years, but I do think for what they were given, did a great job in the 2025 draft. They selected my fourth best player with the fourth overall pick in Con Knipple. Yes, VJ Edgecombe would have been a little bit better of a fit, but hey, he went third. You had to make what you were given. So you take Con Knipple, who is one of the higher floors in this class. He could be a backup point guard. He is the best shooter in this draft. He can play off of 2 feet, high IQ, high motor. It's what you want in between LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. And yes, there's going to be some defensive issues at times because he's not the quickest guy side to side or in the half court in the world, but he knows his limitations. He could scale up a little bit and he's very physical on the defensive end. I love that pick. And then they traded away Mark Williams to the Phoenix Suns, something they tried doing last year at the deadline to the Lakers. They got the 29th pick. Liam McNeely, love that value for them. I had Liam McNeely 20th on my big board. I believe that he could still be an elite shooter. He played out of position. He was hurt last year at UConn. Go watch that game against Creighton in February. It's one of the best prospect performances out of anybody in this class last year in the collegiate season. And they also got a 2029 first round pick out of that as well. Yeah, they have some center issues now, but you had to pay Mark Williams in a year, and it didn't feel like they viewed him as a long-term asset. And I love what they did in the second round. Sion James at 33, one of the best role players last year in college basketball for the Duke Blue Devils. He's going to be in the exact same role in Charlotte. He pairs up with Con Knipple again, stays in the state of North Carolina. He could play hard on defense. It's what they needed in this class after going shooting in the first round. And getting Ryan Kalkbrenner was also great value at pick 34. I had a fringe first round grade on him. He's a great screen setter, a good rim protector, fantastic lob threat. Con Knipple is just going to throw lobs left and right to Ryan Kalkbrenner. He could also space the floor as well. I think the Hornets went 4 for 4 in this class, and I want to give them props for doing so. But a team that had a lot of draft picks, 5 in the first round, that I do think is somewhat of a loser from this year's class, the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, we never saw a team in NBA history draft 5 first-round picks before. We thought they had to trade at least 2 of them. Nope, they selected 5 guys. I just didn't really love what they ended up doing. They took Yegor Demon with the 8th overall pick. Thought it was a little bit of a reach, but I could see the vision in Yegor Demon. 6'9" without shoes, one of the best passers in this draft. Great court vision out of the pick and roll, but you worry about the defense, you worry about the inside scoring, you worry about the outside shooting. There's a lot of question marks in Yegor Demon's game. I like Kasparis a little bit more. But then when they took Nolan Traore at 19, I was like, what are we doing here? You could have taken a wing like Nick Clifford, Will Riley, maybe a big like Ryan Kalkbrenner or somebody like that at the time. So I thought this was like, okay, we're just taking 2 of the same players here. Nolan Traore, very good with the ball in his hands, good size, played good competition last year in France, but struggles with the outside shot, struggles at times at the rim, struggles defensively. I don't really know what we were doing here. They take Drake Powell at 22, a little bit of a reach, but I see the vision. He's very lanky on the perimeter. He can guard multiple positions. It's going to take some time for him to develop because he was a catch and shoot guy, not really involved offensively at UNC last year, but did have an encouraging 3-point shooting percentage. But then when they took Ben Saroff with the 26th overall pick, I was like, what are we doing, Brooklyn? We just took 3 players that are very similar in Yegor Demon at 8, Nolan Traore at 9, and Ben Saroff there at 26. Guys that can play make, that have great size, that can read the pick and roll, but struggle on defense, struggle at the rim, struggle with their outside shot. I don't like that at all. I like Danny Wolf, though, at 27. I thought that was great value. I thought he should have went a little bit higher. They traded out of their second round pick. I just feel like they could have handled this draft a little bit differently. Maybe traded a first round pick like what OKC did for a future first round pick as an asset down the line. Now, all 5 of these guys are going to be under the same rookie deal. I highly doubt all 5 of them are going to be here by the end of their rookie deals. And hey, one of these guys may become an all-star one day, but after the draft, knowing what we know now, I gotta say the Brooklyn Nets are losers. And let's go back to the winners. I think the Atlanta Hawks are big winners as well. They had 2 first-round picks a couple days ago, 13 and 22. Then they shipped out Terrence Mann in 22 for Kristaps Porzingis. We're going to take that into consideration. I like the value Atlanta got right there in a contract year for Kristaps, who was great in his contract year with the Washington Wizards a few years ago. Could be a great pick and pop partner with Trae Young. And then they had the 13th overall pick. They got a call from the Pelicans to move up to 13 to get the unprotected first round swap between the Pelicans and the Bucks. in 2026. Both those teams are projected right now to miss the playoffs, and we just saw Dallas, San Antonio, Philadelphia move up in the lottery and get the top 3 picks. Atlanta could get a top 5 pick in a loaded 2026 draft. They got Asa Newell at 23, who was 19th on my big board. Another great lob threat for Trae Young, who could set good screens. And man, he could be a very valuable small ball 5 if that 3-point shot or mid-range shot fully develops. I thought Atlanta did a great job on draft night with everything considered, getting Kristaps the day before, getting that future first-round pick, still getting a big in Asa Newell, not taking away touches from the guys that need him next year in Dyson Daniels and Reece Shea for their development. So I thought Atlanta was a big winner here. I also loved the Memphis Grizzlies draft as well. I'm going to deem them winners in this class. Yeah, they did trade away a future Orlando pick in 2028 to go up from 16 to 11, but I expect Orlando to be good in 2028 to select Cedric Howard, their guy. The analytics love Cedric Howard. He only played 6 games at Washington State last year, but I trust Zach Kleeman, if they invest into Cedric Howard, can be a great player in Memphis. Off of John Morant, off of Jaren Jackson Jr., somebody that can defend multiple positions, somebody that can knock down threes right away, got a great mid-range jumper on the baseline, and he can play tough and physical, something I think Memphis needs to do after last year, change their identity a little bit, and Cedric Howard can be a culture shift for them moving forward, and I don't think they gave up too much, and I love what they did in round 2 as well. Javon Small was a top 40 grade for me in this class. They got him at 48. He's a great 3-point shooter, hit incredibly difficult shots at West Virginia last year. I know the NCAA committee left West Virginia out of the March Madness tournament because Tucker DeVree, their best player, was hurt. No, it was Javon Small, and he deserved to be drafted, and I think it's a great fit in Memphis. And I also love them getting Jemai Meshack at 59. I thought he should have went a little bit higher. When you watch Chaz Lanier or Tennessee last year, somebody stands out on the defensive end of the floor, and it's Jemai Meshack. Another data darling when it comes to advanced analytics for these prospects, and I think Meshack could just be an energy driver off the second unit. I thought the Memphis Grizzlies, after the Bane trade, made out nicely in this draft. Now, this is the last time I'm going to dunk on them because I want Yang Hansen, to be a great player in this league, but I have to say the Portland Trailblazers are losers. Not to say Yang isn't going to be a good player. I had him ranked as my 37th best prospect and a very intriguing one in this class, but the fact that they traded down was good, right? Like, they didn't take him at 11. That would have been insane. So they trade down, they get a future first, they take Yang, but that's their only pick in this draft. They took Donovan Clingan in the top 10 last year. You have a lot of veteran big men on your roster right now. I don't think Yang is going to make an immediate impact in Portland, and that's fine. But if he does not work out here, you basically threw away a nice 2025 draft for nothing for your long-term future. And I feel like Portland's in a weird 2-timeline situation right now. They have Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton, some veterans on their roster, and then you have Clingan, Scoot, Sharp, Danny Kamara, and now Hansen Yang for the future. I think it could be very intriguing. I think there's so much risk to this. I didn't like how they really reached on Yang, didn't have a second-round pick as well. Maybe they could have traded down a little bit more. So I'm going to say they are losers in this class, but I am part of the Yang gang. I want to say the Sacramento Kings are winners as well. They didn't have a first-round pick. They lost number 13 to the Atlanta Hawks from that Kevin Huerter trade. I think they got a better player trading back up for pick 24, giving up a not valuable San Antonio Spurs pick down the line to the Thunder. Nick Clifford was ranked higher than Asa Newell on my big board, so I think they made out very nicely there. A little bit of Josh Hart in Nick Clifford's game. Somebody that can play on the ball, off the ball, can play with pace, can help Sacramento right now. They needed somebody NBA ready. And also getting Maxime right now at pick 42, I thought was a steal as well. I thought he should have went a lot higher than that. I was surprised Boston, Philadelphia, and some of those teams passed up on right now, specifically Philadelphia, to take Janai Broom. Right now can space the floor. He's still fairly new to American basketball. And I think Sacramento needs some big man depth. And now you have Sabonis, Valanciunas, and right now, all 3 centers can shoot the 3-ball fairly well. My last loser is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. Another team I don't want to dunk on too much anymore. I know a lot of people are throwing a lot of shade at them for that trade. Because, yeah, there's a lot of risk because that pick, if New Orleans has an injury with Zion or in a loaded Western Conference, they just don't make the playoffs out of the play-in tournament. We saw Dallas move up to number 1 this year. Or how about the Milwaukee Bucks? If they trade Giannis or Giannis gets hurt, that pick could be extremely valuable. And they traded it for Derek Queen, who I think is an intriguing prospect, and I like Derek Queen. I just don't love the fit in New Orleans because I think he's going to thrive with the ball in his hands. But how is he going to work out there with Zion if neither of them can space the floor? And neither of them are great defenders either. And I think it's going to take a lot of time for Derek Queen to be a good defender in this league. I just see it as a weird fit in New Orleans. They took Jeremiah Fears at number 7. I like Kasper Shakuchonis a little bit more. I think there's a lot of risk in Fears' game. And is he going to have a clear runway as their long-term one with DeJounte Murray under contract, with Jordan Poole under contract? There's so many guys in that backcourt right now. And for a team that may have a different head coach in a year from now if they fire Willie Green, they just brought in a new front office. I feel like there's a lot of moving parts, and I'm worried that this young core may not develop. and it could get even worse if they lose out on a top 5 pick next year and if Derek Queen doesn't have a solid long-term outlook for this team. Couple more winners I do want to mention, the Phoenix Suns. I thought they handled the draft very nicely. I think there is some risk to taking Kaman Watch at number 10 and trading for Mark Williams with Nick Richards already on the roster, but I like it. You needed center help. You got the best center in this class at number 10. You didn't have to trade up for him, and then you also got Rasheer Fleming at 31. I love that. He was my 16th ranked prospect. He can help them right away on both ends of the floor, and you got Kobe Bryant at 41. He's a top 5 shooter in this class. He shot over 40% from 3 each of the last 2 seasons of his collegiate career. I thought after trading away Kevin Durant, they were in limbo, and Phoenix made some nice moves. Hey, you had Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, Kaman Watch, Mark Williams, Kobe Bryant, Rasheer Fleming. That's a nice talent influx down there in Phoenix. And the last team I want to give some love to as a winner, the San Antonio Spurs. Getting Dylan Harper at number 2 and Carter Bryant at 14. Just tremendous value. Obviously, I can't give them too much props for selecting Dylan Harper at number 2. Anybody could have made that pick. But getting Carter Bryant at 14, somebody that should have went a little bit higher. He was my 9th ranked prospect in this class. He's going to fit in this San Antonio Spurs offense like a glove. Catch and shoot guy, can guard multiple positions, can switch on defense, is not going to stop possessions, is not going to have tunnel vision, will make the extra pass as well on the perimeter. That's exactly the type of guy San Antonio needs. And he's also a teenager still, so he's going to have time to grow. It's not like he's 22, 23 years old. And that is going to be for me. I think there's some other teams you could have brought up, maybe the Clippers or the Timberwolves as losers, or the Raptors as winners. Let me know what you guys think about the 2025 draft winners and losers down below. Do you think there's a specific player that I should have mentioned? What about Ace Bailey and the Utah Jazz? Ace Bailey could be a loser since he didn't get to go to the team that he wanted to go to, which was the Washington Wizards or the Brooklyn Nets. I still really like Utah making that selection, saying, F it, we're going to take the best player in this class that we think is on the board, and that was Ace Bailey. It's going to be an interesting situation to keep an eye on, and I think there's going to be so much fun fallout from this draft. The Summer League is on the horizon. It's going to be so much fun to watch. I'm actually going to be at the Summer League for the first time, hopefully this year, if everything goes right over there in Vegas. So hey, if you're going to be out there, I would love to meet you. If you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know your final 2025 draft thoughts down below. My last video with the 2025 draft title will be tomorrow when I react to my way too early 2025 mock draft. It's going to be funny. It always is to look back on that and how much has changed in a year throughout the draft process. Sunday, you're going to get my way too early 2026 mock draft. And then Monday, it's free agency time. So I'm going to be back live streaming on this channel. So make sure you are subscribed. We're going to go live around 5:30, 6 o'clock Eastern time, where the free agency deals can start to be made official. And I'll catch you guys there. Peace.